In this video, we'll be discussing the change of state of matter. Matter exists mainly in three states: solid, liquid, and gas. What is change of state of matter? Matter changes from one state to another when heated or cooled at a specific temperature. This is called the change of state of matter. How does the change of state of matter happen? When we heat a matter, the molecules absorb heat energy. This energy helps the molecules to break the intermolecular force and move away from each other. Similarly, when a matter is cooled, the molecules lose their energy and hence they become less active and move closer to each other. This is the basic principle behind the change of state of matter. There is normally a pattern for this change to occur. When we heat a solid, it changes to its liquid state. And when we heat the liquid, it changes the state to gas. As you have noticed here, the pattern is from solids to liquids and then to gases when heated. Similarly, when a gas is cooled down, it changes the state to liquid. And when the liquid is cooled down, it changes the state to solid. It's kind of the reverse order of what we have discussed above. These are just the physical changes, meaning there is no change to the chemical makeup of the matter. Also, these are reversible changes, which means that matter can go back and forth between these states. And the change of state of matter happens only at specific temperatures. To better understand why matter always follows the order from solids to liquids and then to gases and vice versa, we need to understand the molecular structure of these three states of matter. In a solid, the attractive force between molecules, which is also known as the intermolecular force, keeps the molecules together tightly enough without space in between, so that the molecules do not move past each other. So, they get definite shape and volume. In liquid, the molecules are much loosely packed due to the much lower force between molecules when compared to solids, and hence these molecules can flow and move over one another. Because of this, liquids do not have a definite shape, but they have got definite volume. In other words, the intermolecular force between molecules is strong enough to hold a specific volume, but not strong enough to keep the molecules sliding over each other. In gases, the energy of the molecule is greater than the attractive force between them, thus they can move freely in all directions. So, there are essentially no intermolecular forces between molecules. This means that gas does not hold a specific shape or volume. For example, when we heat a solid, its molecules absorb the heat energy and break the intermolecular force. As a result, they start to move over one another. Hence, the space between molecules increases and it changes to the liquid state. In the same way, when a liquid is heated, its molecules get the energy to break the intermolecular force and start to move around very fast in all directions. As a result, the space between molecules increases widely, and hence the liquid changes its state to gas. When a gas is cooled, the molecules release their energy and they come closer to each other. As a result, the intermolecular space decreases and gas changes to the liquid state. When the liquid is further cooled down, its molecules release additional energy and they come very close to each other. Finally, they take fixed positions with no space between molecules and form the solid state. Now let's investigate some of the important terminologies around the transition of a matter. Melting is the process of transition of a substance from solid to liquid. Melting point is the temperature at which a solid changes its state to liquid. Examples: ice melts to water, solid wax melts to liquid wax, solid butter melts to liquid butter, etc. The process of transition of a substance from liquid to gas is called vaporization. Boiling point is the temperature at which vaporization of a liquid takes place. There are two forms of vaporization: evaporation and boiling. In evaporation, only the surface molecules get the energy to move from liquid state to gaseous state, and it's a slow and continuous process. Also, evaporation happens below the boiling point. Examples of evaporation include a wet floor getting dried off eventually, or wet clothes getting dried off automatically. The second form of vaporization is called boiling. It is the process of transition of a substance from liquid to gas at or above the boiling temperature. It is the rapid or quick form of vaporization because all molecules get the energy to move fast when the liquid is heated to its boiling temperature, as opposed to evaporation, which is a surface phenomenon. Example: boiling water vaporizes very quickly. Condensation is the process of transition from gas to liquid. Condensation point is the temperature at which a gas changes to liquid. Examples: morning dew on the grass, rainfall, fog in the air, steamy bathroom mirror, etc. Freezing is the process of transition of a substance from liquid to solid. Freezing point is the temperature at which the liquid changes to solid. Example: melted wax changes to solid wax when cooled, or liquid lava changes to its solid state when cooled. Now let's consider the change of state of water as an example. Ice, when treated at the melting point, changes to water. Water, when reaches the boiling point, it changes to water vapor. The water vapor, when cooled down to the freezing point, it changes to water, and water, when further cooled down, changes back to ice. Every matter has its own melting point, boiling point, condensation point, and freezing point. In the case of water, the melting point and freezing point are the same, which is 0 degrees Celsius. Also for water, the boiling point and condensation point are also the same, which is 100 degrees Celsius. Now let's look at some special type of change of state of matter where the pattern we discussed so far is not followed. There are solid substances that change their state directly to gas without forming a liquid state. This process of changing the state of a solid directly to gas is called sublimation. Examples: naphthalene, camphor or iodine crystals, dry ice, etc. Similarly, there are some gases that change the state directly to solid without forming the liquid state. This process is called deposition. Examples: water vapor changes to snow in the clouds.